So we're a three-piece band from London, really. There's like not that much different than most three-piece bands in London, I suppose. We could have a catchy slogan and some unique selling point.
Yeah, you started out in 2012?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, 2012, yeah. 1st of January.
Yeah.
Which was...
Was that like a really boring New Year's Eve, or was that a great New Year's Eve?
No, it was a great New Year's Eve, and then hung over the next day. I'd been trying to start a project for a couple of months, and for whatever reason I was sitting in... I had a tiny flat. It was, honestly, we used to call it the shoebox, out in Hammersmith, because I was in my first year of university, and you know what it's like when you're at university with no money. I didn't want a job, so of course I had to live in a shithole, really. And I was sitting there hungover, and I'd been trying to start a band for a couple of months after my old project had sort of disintegrated. And the thought occurred to me that the friend of mine who I'd known for years, who played bass, also lived in London. And I don't know why it took me months and a lot of alcohol to come to that realization, but I jumped on the old Facebook and gave Sol a message. I've got a fly trying to get him a beer now. Jumped on Facebook and sent Sol a message asking him if he wanted to be a bass player in my new project, and he said yes straight away. And we got together and started writing some tunes, and that's kind of how it happened.
He used to be someone else, and then he fell to earth.
I'm really interested in the process that went into the video that you have done.
Yeah, so we're really excited because I've been coming here for years as a fan. I mean, the Unicorn for us has always been a venue we'd go to see some. I mean, well, actually, friends of ours played it. Raised by Owls. I don't know if you know them. That was a really good show here. But I mean, we've seen some Angel Witch. I came to see here, and that was nuts. I mean, to see them, and it's such an intimate venue as well that there's not much room between. Well, there's not much distance between you and the musicians. So. We've been coming here for years, so when we were given the opportunity to play here, that was nuts in itself. So we were really excited. We pushed the show as much as possible. We had a good turnout, and people seemed to enjoy it. And so the fact that it was filmed for a show that we felt went really well for us, and that people really enjoyed, and that we felt we played quite all right. For that to be filmed and captured is quite a nice thing. So we decided, when we were given the footage, we thought it'd be a travesty not to release it, really.
It wasn't me. He got it all wrong. It wasn't me.
When I looked at what you guys had done, it was like, okay, I was on stage with you when that was happening, but someone else could now look at it and then feel like that they were also on stage.
Well,
because I didn't feel like there was any over editing.
No, I mean, we definitely don't want to. We've always had that ideology with any record we put out as well. We don't overdub endlessly, and we don't add a bunch of harmonies to places. So we've always had that ethos of what we can do on record, we can reproduce on stage, and I think it was similar with the DVD. We don't want someone to watch a DVD and go, fucking hell, they're the best live band ever, and then they come watch us in a pub and they're like, it was clearly, DVD magic. We wanted it to really represent what it was like. I think it does. I mean, it's difficult, as you say, because from my perspective, I'm looking out my fucking eyeballs, so I have no idea what I look like while I'm making a prat of myself on stage, but when we got the final edit and watched it, we felt that it was a human representation of what it's like to see us live, basically.
Nothing left but you and I. I'll let you live if you just tell me why.
We were kind of lucky with when we played here, actually, because my amp had died on the previous tour, and I haven't had the it sounds so stupid, but I haven't had the money to fix it. So thankfully, when we got here, we were hoping, well, the liaison, as they say, by email. We'd contacted Ethyrfield and said, can we use your gear your amp on stage? And they said yes, but that's never a guarantee. The amount of bands who say yes, and then you turn up and they go, we didn't even bring it. We were hoping someone else would. So
does that happen a lot? I mean, this is
fucking
another
hell,
era that I don't have any.
All the fucking time. The worst thing is that you can't really blame them because you've kind of done the same thing.
Do you know? I don't know why people don't bring their own drum kits.
Yeah, well, because the reason mine broke is because another band used it. So you can understand why. And I won't even name them because I actually really like the band. It was just an unfortunate thing. They didn't do anything particularly, I don't think. It's just one of those things that they played with it, and then as soon as I got on stage, it broke. Or it was broken, rather. But yeah, that's what it is. It's touring life, isn't it? You know, your gear's going to get bashed around. It's an old amp now, so I've just got to get repaired, really.
It seems like a London thing, though, because I've never known anyone until I started working here where it's just like nobody brings their gear. Everyone...
I think it's about parking as well. It's fucking bull,
It's about parking.
1, 2, 3, 4, and you will see more of me. It's so simple that I need you on your knees. Oh please, oh please.
Social media to me is toxic. It's just everybody trying to grab attention and shouting about themselves. And very rarely is about I don't know, I hate it. I hate social media in general. I hate the personal stuff. I hate having to do it for a band and all that crap. But as I said, you know, a year ago we came to the conclusion that we just can't fight it. If we expect to go anywhere at all, just to be able to continue making music, we're not expecting to be professional musicians, but the more you tour, the more your gear gets broken, the more you need money. And we're in a weird position right now where the costs of running the band are kind of skyrocketing, so we kind of got to keep up with that.
I can't explain why I should feel entitled enough for such a feel.
We're old people at heart. We like that. We print records and we print DVDs, and if we could, we'd print vinyl, but at the moment we're in a position where that's just not feasible.
I'm not entirely sure that your music is for vinyl people. Is it?
I don't know. For me, I listen to records on vinyl. I've got, you know, original Sinatras and stuff like that. I fucking love that.
Yeah, but that's just not your genre.
It's true.
I think that it needs to be a kind of vintage vibe. For me, anyway.
Unless
you're doing like punks, love it. Like if you're doing like crusty.
But that's a weird thing because I thought we were a
British
punk
punk.
band, but no punks. Like punks think.
You're too modern in the punk genre.
You reckon? Because punks say, "Nah, you're a heavy metal band." And I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about? We're not a heavy metal band." And then the heavy metal like fans go, "What the fuck are they talking about?" No, you're a punk band. I'm like, "Well, they said we weren't."
My bonds are open, just me. But parasite, I'm okay.
We slave away in the rehearsal space. We have no money, but we spent all of our money on that because for us, why the fuck would you get up and when someone comes along, especially if you're in a band for the long run, when someone comes into a venue, they've never heard of you and they've never seen you, their first impression is the impression they're going to have of your band virtually for the rest of time. Yeah. So why you get up on stage unrehearsed blows my mind. And I mean, I've seen bands who have done just that. They've got on stage completely unrehearsed and made a fool of themselves, and you can't really feel sorry for them. It's that time for like a comment section thing. If you were there watching.
If you can find it online, go and watch it and let us know what you think.
Well, don't, because we've got a DVD coming out. Don't. We've got to promote the DVD.
Yeah,
don't watch the live stream.
The live stream would have been this little camera from way over there. So which you got on your.
I think that's used in the DVD.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
Really? Oh yeah. Well, we should maybe just take it down then from Facebook if it's up there.
Maybe. Yeah. Just don't. Just buy the DVD. It'll be cheap. Just buy the thing. We need money.
How are you going to tell people about it if they're not? You don't have an email list and you don't have
the power of social media.
Social media.
Viral videos.
Well, you're lucky now that you can piggyback off the back of our 15,500 people that we have on our Facebook page.
That would be really good if we could. Yeah, I don't know. It's difficult as well because there's that thing that we hate talking about social media on stage as well.
I don't think I do that.
No, because it always feels really shit to watch a band and then halfway through their set they're like, if you like us, you can find us on Facebook at this URL. And it's just like, shut up and get on with the music. So we've never talked about Facebook or Twitter on the stage really.
Yeah. The only thing I talk about is what language one of my songs is in, because I sing in Japanese in one song.
That's sick.
So I have to tell people that it's in Japanese or they get really confused.
That's super sick. We wish we could do that. I released a song on a record a couple of years ago, 2 years ago now, where we sang in Japanese on that, but that wasn't a Brain Ape thing, so irrelevant to this conversation.
Oh, yeah, but it's still fun.
It must have been easier before the age of USBs and social media and all that people expected to buy a record at the end of the show, and now there are so many options.
I don't know, like I used to stage manage shows of this size when I first moved to England in 2000, and people find it hard to sell anything. I think it's easier now with all the stuff that you can sell people stuff for cheap.
Yeah, just like different variety, I suppose.
Yeah, and it was really difficult to get people to sign email lists back then because everyone
had an email.
No, they had email, but it wasn't that fucking long.
I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
I'm young, man. I don't know.
So they had email addresses, but they were really like worrying about people sending stuff to them. Like, no, I think now people just don't give a shit because if they don't want your stuff, they'll only write down the crap email. So everyone's got the email that they use for signing
so they've
up
got their
shit.
spam. Yeah, I see. Yeah.
And so if you get someone's name,
also,
then they
I'm
like
not that
you.
young, just to clarify. I do have an email address, and I remember what it was like before Facebook. On our first album, we had a drummer called the Siberian Alien.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
I was just like, see when I googled the band to find out
You know what's fucking annoying? He's the only member who comes up on Google. And it fucks me off so hard.
It was like Jacob and his name.
Yeah,
and I thought
the two people who aren't in the band anymore. Like the three members who are actually in the band, we don't get any recognition. It's horseshit.
Yeah, but I thought it was a different band. I thought there was two bands called Brain Ape.
I know. How do you get in touch with Google? Fucking correct this. So the Siberian Alien was on our first album. He was the drummer. The drummer on our second album was Jacob. And for whatever reason, it's only registered our two previous drummers on records as band members. Sol and I have been in it for 6 years. We get no recognition. And poor Jamie, of course, he's only been in it for 9 months. He doesn't get any recognition. It's not fair.
Why can't you stay around? You know we're right again. You're sport, you're not a friend.
So I was wondering if we do it, because this will be a podcast as well, which will be a little longer form.
Yeah, that's cool with me.
Everything else will be chopped up. But do you want to pick a song for the end of the podcast?
Like one of ours or
yeah,
or someone else's?
Oh, it needs to be yours because you can't sign off on someone else's.
Oh Lord. Do you have a favourite?
I don't. I have not paid attention to you.
Yeah,
no.
do you know our discography at all?
Not at all. I
Not at
knew how
all.
many drummers you had. I mean, come
That's
on.
fair enough. That's fair enough.
And I just helped you fix your website. I mean,
It's true. Well, we'll get Jack on that and have him fix it. I don't know. We'll go with Extraterrestrials, which is on our second record, Auslander. I believe it's track number 10. It could... Yep, track number 10, I think. Yeah, we'll sign off with that because I shout a bunch. And it's a half cover. It's like an ode to Nirvana. So it's...
you just spent a long time saying hi. You weren't anything
I know.
like Nirvana. And you
Shit,
just done yourself.
I know, I should have chosen a different one. But we can't ignore our influences. They're a huge influence for us, as much as we try and shy away from it. And we wrote a song that it's very similar. It's supposed to be a sequel to Tourette's, which is why it's called Extraterrestrial.
Oh, I see.
Because we think we're clever. So yeah, it's kind of like a sequel. And the sequels are never as good as the original, so... Unless it's... No, I'd say Terminator 1 was better than Terminator 2.
You do a lot of fan fiction. It's like a fan fiction, really, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So this is our fanfic of Nirvana. So enjoy.